a small upper bedroom in the home of Reverend Samuel Paris, Salem, Massachusetts, in the spring of year 1692. There is a narrow window at the left, through its leaded panes the morning sunlight streams. A candle still burns near the bed, which is at the right. A chest, a chair, and a small table are the other furnishings. At the back, a door opens on the landing of the stairway to the ground floor. The room gives off an air of clean spareness. The roof rafters are exposed and the wood colors are raw and unmellowed. As the curtain rises, Reverend Paris is discovered kneeling beside the bed, evidently in prayer. His daughter, Betty Paris, aged 10, is lying on the bed. At the time of these events, Paris was in his middle 40s. In history, he cut a villainous path, and there is very little good to be said for him. He believed he was being persecuted wherever he went, despite his efforts to win people and God to his side. In meeting, he felt insulted if someone rose to shut the door without first asking his permission. He was a widower, with no interest in children or talent with them. He regarded them as young adults, and until this strange crisis, he, like the rest of Salem, never conceived that the children were anything but thankful for being permitted to walk straight, eyes slightly lowered, arms at the sides, and mouths shut until bidden to speak. Reverend Paris is praying now, and though we cannot hear his words, a sense of confusion hangs about him. He mumbles, then seems about to weep, then he weeps, then prays again. But his daughter does not stir on the bed. The door opens, and his negro slave enters. Tituba is in her 40s. Paris brought her with him from Barbados, where he spent some years as a merchant before entering the ministry. She enters as one who can no longer bear to be barred from the sight of her beloved, but she is also very frightened because her slave sense has warned her that, as always, trouble in this house eventually lands on her back.
My Betty, be hurt too soon.
Out of here!
My Betty not gonna die.
Out of my sight! Out of my... Oh God, help me. Help me, God. Betty, little one, will you wake up? Will you open your eyes? Betty, child.
Susanna wants to survive the please.
Let her come, let her come.
No, Susanna.
What does the doctor say, my child?
He bid me come and tell you, Reverend Sir, that he cannot discover no medicine in his books.
Then he must search on.
I, sir, he has been searching his books since he left you, sir, but he bid me come and tell you that you might look for unnatural things for the cause of it.
No, no, there be no unnatural cause here. Tell him I have sent for Reverend Hale of Beverly, and Mr. Hale will surely confirm that. Let him look to medicine and put out all thoughts unnatural cause here. There be none.
I, sir, he bid me come and tell you.
Speak nothing of it in the Susanna.
Go directly home and speak nothing of unnatural causes.
I, sir, I pray for her.
Uncle, the rumor of witchcraft is all about. I think it best go down tonight yourself. Partners have with me, sir. I will sit here.
And what shall I say to them? That my daughter and my niece, I discovered dancing like Peter in the forest?
Uncle, we did dance, but tell them that I confessed, and I will leave them if I must. They're speaking of witchcraft. Betsy's not rich.
Abigail, I cannot go before the congregation when I know you haven't opened with me. What did you do with her in the forest?
We did dance, Uncle, but when you leaped out of the bush so suddenly, Betsy was frightened, and then she fainted, and there's the whole of it.
Child, sit you down.
Uncle, I would never hurt Betsy. I love her dearly.
Now look, your child, your punishment will come in its time. But if you traffic with spirits in the forest, I must know now. For surely my enemies will, and they will ruin me.
She never can trade with spirits, Uncle.
Then why can't she not move herself since midnight? This child is desperate. It must come out. My enemies will bring it out. Let me know, what have you done in the forest? Abigail, do you understand? I have my enemies.
I have her loved, Uncle.
There is a faction that is sworn to drive me from my pupilate. Do you understand that?
I think so, sir.
Now then, in the midst of such destruction, my own household is discovered to be the very center of some obscene practice. Abominations are done in the forest.
It was sport, Uncle.
You call this sport? Abigail, if you know something that may help the doctor, for God's sake, tell it to me now. I saw Tituba waving her arms over the fire when I came on her. Why was she doing that? And I had a screeching and gabblage coming from her mouth. She was swaying like a dumb beast over that fire.
She always sings her rebellious songs, and we dance.
I can't believe what I saw, Abigail, for my enemies will not blink it. I saw a dress lying on the grass.
A dress?
A dress. I thought I saw someone naked running through the trees.
No one was naked. You was taking yourself, Uncle.
I saw it. Now tell me, true Abigail, and I pray you, feel the weight of truth on you, for now my ministry is at stake. My ministry and perhaps your cousin's life. Whatever abomination you have done, give me all of it now. For I dare not be taken away when I go before them down there.
There's nothing more. I swear it, Uncle.
Abigail, I have fought here 3 long years to bend these stiff-necked people to me. And now, just now, when some good respect is writing for me in the parish, you compromise my very character. I have given you a home, child. I have put clothes on your skin. Now, give me upright answers. Your name in the town, it is entirely white, is it not?
Why I'm so sure it's not, sir. There be no blush about my name.
Abigail, is there any other cause than you have told me for your being discharged from Goody Proctor's service? I have heard it said, and I tell you, as I heard it, that she comes so rarely to the church this year, for she will sit so close to something soiled. What signifies that remark?
She hates me, Uncle. She must, for I would not be her slave. It's bitter woman, a lying, cold-stippling woman, and I won't work for her again.
She may be, and yet it has struck with me that you are now 7 months out of their house, and in all that time, no other family has asked for your service.
They want slaves, not such as I. Let them send to Barbados for that. I will not let my face for any of them. Do you begrudge my villa?
No, no!
My name is good in the village. I will not have it said my name is soiled. Greek Proctor is a gossiping liar.
No, I cannot have anybody here. Oh well, it's Goody Proctor. Come in.
Mrs. Morgan, it's surely a stroke of hell upon you.
No, Goody Proctor, it is.
How high did she fly? How high?
She never flew.
Why? It's true she did. Mr. Collins saw her going over Anderson's Park and come down like a bridge, he says.
Now look you, Goody Proctor. She never. Oh, Mr. Putnam, good morning.
It is a providence. The thing is out now. It's a providence.
What's out, sir? What's out?
Why her eyes are so closed? Look you, Anne.
That's strange. Ours is open.
Your Ruth is sick?
I would not call it sick. The devil's touch is heavier than sick. It's death, you know it's death. Driving into them, forked and hook.
Oh, pray not. How does Ruth ache?
She is as she must. She never walked this morning, but her eyes open. And she walks and hears not, sees not, and cannot eat. Her soul is taken short.
They say you have sent for Reverend here in Beverly.
A precaution, only. He has much experience in all demonic art. And I...
He hasn't even found a witch in Beverly last year. Let's remember that.
Now, Goody Ann, the only father were a witch, and I am certain there be no element of witchcraft here.
No witchcraft. Now look, Mr. Palace.
Thomas, I pray you, leap not to witchcraft. I know that you least of all, Thomas, Would you ever wish so disastrous a charge led upon me? We cannot lead to witchcraft. They will howl me out of my cell for such corruption in my house.
A word about Thomas Putnam. He was a man with many grievances, at least one of which appears justified. Some time before, his wife's brother-in-law James Bailey had been turned down as minister of Salem. Bailey had all the qualifications and two-thirds the vote into the bargain, but a faction stopped his acceptance for reasons that are not clear.
Mr. Paris, I have taken part of all your contention, and I will continue. But I cannot let you hold back this. They are hurtful, vengeful spirits of children.
But Thomas, you cannot.
And how can Mr. Paris what you talking?
Reverend Prince, I have laid 7 babies unhappy dies in children. Believe me, sir, you never saw a hungry babies born, and yet each would wither in my arms the very night of the birth. I have spoken nothing, but my heart has clamored inflammations, and now they see my own and sacred dirty stain. And secret charity has become this year, and shrivels like a sucking mouth were bullet of her life too. And so I go to Secretary Tutuba.
To Tituba? What made Tituba?
Tutuba knows how to speak to the dead, Mr. Paris.
Goody Ann, it is an formidable sin to conjure up the dead.
I take it on my soul, but who else may surely tell us what person murdered my babies?
Woman,
They were murdered, Mr. Paris, and mark the proof. Mark. Last night my roots were ever so close to the little spirits. I know it, sir. For how else is she struck down now, except some power of darkness would stop Mark. It is a marvelous sign, Mr. Paris.
What to understand, sir? There is a murdering witch among us, bound to keep herself in the dark. Let your enemies make of it what they will. They cannot bring it forth.
Oh, I'm just going home, Mr. Proctor.
Be you foolish man, water, be you deaf. I forbid you leave the house. Did I not? Why shall I pay you? I'm looking for you more often than my house.
I only come to see the great things of the world.
I will show you a great doing one of these days. Now get you home. My wife is waiting with your work.
I must be up. I have my room to watch for. Good morning, Mr. Proctor.
I almost forgot how strong you are in that problem.
What's the mischief here?
Oh, she's only gone silly somehow.
The road past my house is a pilgrimage to Salomon morning. The town's numbling witchcraft.
Oh, we were dancing in the woods last time. And my uncle lived in us. She took pride with those.
Ah, you work yet, aren't you? You'll be clapped in the stocks before you're 20.
Give me a word of prophet. Self-word.
No, that's done with it.
Oh, yeah. You come 5 miles to see a silly girl flying? I know you better.
I come to see that what mischief your uncle is brewing now. Put it out of mind.
I've been waiting for you every night.
I never give you a wait.
I have something better than hoping.
Put it out of mind. I will not be coming for you.
You're sure this person with me?
You know me better.
I know how you plant my back behind your house, and sweated like a tell you whenever I come near you. Or did I dream that? Put me out. You cannot pretend it was you. I saw your face when you put me out, and you loved me then, and you do now.
That's a wild thing to say.
A wild thing might say wild things, but not so wild, I guess. I have seen you, and she put me out. I have seen you now.
I have hardly stepped off my foot. I thought.
Proctor was a farmer in his middle 30s. He need not have been a partisan of any faction in the town, but there is evidence to suggest that he had a sharp and biting way with hypocrites. He was the kind of man, powerful of body, even-tempered, and not easily led, who cannot refuse support to partisans without drawing their deepest resentment. In Proctor's presence, a fool felt his foolishness instantly, and the Proctor is always marked for calumny therefore. Rebecca was the wife of Francis Nurse, who from all accounts was one of those men from whom both sides of the argument had to have respect. He was called upon to arbitrate disputes as though he were an unofficial judge, and Rebecca also enjoyed the high opinion most people had for him. By the time of the delusion, they had 300 acres and their children were settled in separate homesteads within the same estate. However, Francis had originally rented the land, and one theory has it that as he gradually paid for it and raised his social status, there were those who resented his rise. Mr. Hale is nearly 40, a tight-skinned, eager-eyed intellectual. This is a beloved errand for him. On being called here to a certain witchcraft, he felt the pride of the specialist whose unique knowledge has at last been publicly called for. Like almost all men of learning, he spent a good deal of his time pondering the invisible world, especially since he had himself encountered a witch in his parish not long before. That woman, however, turned into a mere pest under his searching scrutiny, and the child she had allegedly been afflicting recovered her normal behavior after Hale had given her his kindness and a few days of rest in his own house. However, the experience never raised a doubt in his mind as to the reality of the underworld or the existence of Lucifer's many-faced lieutenant.
Babies.
Mr. A, it is good to see you again. My, they are heavy.
They are the husband. They're waiting for the authority.
Well, you do comfort them.
I'll need more study if it comes to tracking the old boy. You can't be Rebecca Nurse.
I am. Do you know me, sir?
It's strange how I knew you, but I suppose you look as such good. So should we have all horns of your great charities and baby?
This gentleman, Mr. Thomas Putnam, and his good wife, Anne.
Putnam, I had not distinguished such unexpected company.
Mr. Hale, we look to you to come out to our house and save our child.
Does she eat too?
Her soul seems flown away. She sleeps and yet she walks.
She cannot eat.
Do you even have afflicted children?
No, no, these are farmers. Jean Brocken.
You don't believe in witches?
I never spoke on witches one way or the other. Will you come, Judge?
No, I think not, John. I have some questions of my own to ask this fellow.
I've heard you to be a sensible man, Mr. Hale. I hope you will leave some of it inside.
Will you look at my daughter, sir? She has tried to leap out of the window. We discovered her this morning on the high road, waving her hands as she would fly.
Tries to fly?
She cannot bear to hear the Lord's name. Mr. Hale, it's surah a sign of witchcraft afloat.
No. Now let me instruct you. We can't look to superstition in this. The devil is precise. The words of his presence are definite. Are definite as stone, and I must tell you all that. I shall not proceed unless you are prepared to believe me. I should find no bruise of hell upon him.
It is agreed. It is agreed. We will abide by your judgment.
Good then, now, sir. What were you wearing? What were you wearing of this strangeness?
Sir, I discovered here and my niece and 10 or 12 other girls dancing in the forest
You permit
last night.
You permit dancing?
No, it was secret.
Mr. Francis Dave has knowledge of conjuring, sir.
We cannot be sure of that, good Anne.
Sir, I sent my child. She should learn from the two who murdered her sisters.
Goody Anne, you sent a child to conjure up the dead?
Let God blame me, not you, Rebecca. I will not have you judging me anymore. It is normal work to lose 7 children before they live one day.
7 dead in childbirth?
What book is that?
What is there said?
Here is all the visible words, defined and calculated in these books. The devil stands striped of all his broad disputers, here and all that our familiar spirits, your suspectable, your witches that go by land, air, and sea, your wizards of the night, and they have no fear now. We shall find him out. If he was shown his face.
Until it hurt the child, sir?
I can't tell if she's building in the register, but we may return her together free.
I think I'll go. I'm too old for that.
Why, Rebecca? We may open up the boil of all over troubles today.
Let us hope for that. I go to God for you, sir.
I hope you don't mean we go to Satan.
I wish I knew.
Mr. Gale, let's get on. Sit here.
Sir, I always wanted to ask a man, what signifies the reading of strange books?
What books?
I can tell she hides them.
What is that?
Martha, my wife, I have waked many a time at night and found her in a corner reading books.
And why does that necessary?
It thus convinced me last night, Marcus, I tried and I could not say my prayers. And then she closed her books and go out of the house, and Marcus, I could pray again.
Oh, the stoppage of prayer. This is strange. I was glad to heard you.
I'm not saying she is touched by the devil now, but I would have admire you to know what is going on.
I will. I will discuss it now more here. The devil is in here. You witness some frightful wonders in the room. So please keep your wits about you, Mr. Butler. Santos, in case she fires. Now, Betty.
Yes, that's that.
Can you hear me? I'm John Hayden, Minister of Beverly. I've come to help you. I've come to help you. Do you remember the two girls in Beverly?
After examining Betty, Hale asks Abigail what sort of dancing were they doing with her in the forest. He keeps on inquiring about what they were doing until Abigail says that Tituba forced her to do all these bad things. Hale asks to speak with Tituba, who then confesses she saw the devil. At the end, all the girls open up and start blaming other people.